I think it's worth presenting a context of, in essence, um, what we could talk about today. Years ago, the angels gave a download, which was this is the moment where we work beyond words and become masters of love. That sentiment has returned in terms of there's a lot of words in the world right now. And maybe the words aren't being so effective. And what can we do to work beyond the words and to encounter a space of chosen calm and chosen comfort, and to receive calm and receive comfort and give calm and give comfort? And that's a space that we'll work in today. Um, and we'll do a guided meditation in just a few moments. I'd like to ask you for a contribution of perhaps a headline or a word or a sentence. What would bring you comfort and calm? If you want to unmute yourselves, perhaps one at a time, and just contribute that, I'd love to hear those words and what would serve you.
Hope.
Hope.
Perfect health.
Perfect health. What else?
Harmony.
Harmony.
Peace and understanding in our nation.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. What else?
Community.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Connection.
Connection. Knowing the universe has our back and other people have our back. Okay. Wonderful. Anything else?
The traditions of home.
The traditions of home. Wonderful. I appreciate all of you contributing that. Let's just take a breath and let's work with the angels. And if we could trust something in what David was kindly describing, what he's describing is angels, when we just connect with them, and that's simple, and we'll do that in just a moment in a facilitated held space, they go directly to the cause of things. They go directly to the root of things. So if we could trust that they will meet you right where you are and provide the perfect comfort and the resulting calm right at this moment. So let's just take in a breath, and perhaps breathing in and out through your nose a bit deeper than normal. And keeping your eyes open or closed as you wish to, as you choose to. And we'll just take a moment to pray. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for this wonderful moment of grace, for this wonderful opportunity to gather as community right now. And with this collective effort, this collective presence, we allow right now to encounter and experience calm and comfort. We allow that calm and comfort to be in mind, body, spirit, and emotions, knowing that everything is right here, to see that everything is already in place, that the peace and harmony that we desire is already present. And we celebrate the generation of more hope, the focus of energy, the focus on what we want as opposed to what we don't want. And we also welcome and celebrate civility, personal civility, community civility, national civility, global civility, and universal civility. And we celebrate all of this right now. Let's go and just take in a breath. And just right where you are, right where you're sitting right now, if you could just take in a breath and notice the energy of your space. And perhaps most specifically, noticing the space between you and your device, the space between you and walls and the ceiling. And if you could notice that space, that energy being alive. And if we could just lovingly breathe in, and we'll just welcome angelic care and angelic presences right where you are. If we could just breathe in, and if we could all just very generously and with relaxation say out loud, thank you, angels, for helping me right now. Thank you, angels, for helping me in every part of my life right now. And if we could breathe in, and if we could directly let the angels work with us on one thing, which is their message for right now and going into, especially into 2021, next year, to let our guard down and to notice what it's like to not be helpless by any means, but the opposite, to, as our conscious adult selves, to use all of our spiritual muscle, to use every single part of ourselves, And in that use of intention, in that use of guidance, and that acknowledgement of all the help that is here for us, to notice what it's like to let our hearts relax more, to have 5%, 10% more grace and flow for all beings. So if we could just take in our breath in this moment, and recognizing it might seem counterintuitive based on circumstances, but with spirituality, if we drop out of circumstances and recognize what is actually true, which is right now we're closer than ever to having humanity be unified. We're closer than ever to have guidance be an integrated part of everyday life, that everything is in place. So if we could just breathe into that. And with the angels that surround you right now, perhaps Archangel Michael and Archangel Ariel at the forefront of that. Archangel Michael being the angel of protection and clearing, Archangel Ariel being the angel of environments, including the environment that you occupy right now. And all environments, if we could just breathe in. And if we could just say out loud, thank you, angels, for bringing me calm and comfort right now. Wonderful. If we could just breathe into that and perhaps letting the angels take strong action for you right now. And if there's something they're highlighting, let's let them lift off of you the weight of the world, letting them lift off of you and away from you any sense of obligation that doesn't serve you. And if we could make the collective choice in this moment to drop out of any fight, to drop out of any conflict, any argument, and very simply to surrender that communication, that connection, that relationship to the universe. So if we could just breathe and let those things happen. And yes, indeed, the angels do work quickly. If we could just breathe in and swing along with what they're doing and trust that they know what to do. And if we could trust a universal spiritual truth that they know who's here, they know who's in the room, and they know what you can do. So we'll just breathe in and we'll allow a further sense of grace and love to come forward. Wonderful. If we could very simply take in a breath and we'll lovingly say out loud, thank you, Archangel Michael, for protecting me always. And let's let him do that. Whether you feel that, see that, hear that, or know that, let's allow right now for any hypervigilance we might feel just to start to relax, like turning down the volume on a stereo. And if we could also lovingly say out loud, thank you, Archangel Ariel, for showering all environments with love. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for showering all environments with love. Wonderful. So let's indeed just notice again, whether you feel it, see it, hear it, or know it, the space between you and the device you're using, the space between you and the walls, and to feel that you are sitting right now in an atmosphere of comfort in the presence of angels who know every single thing about you and love you unconditionally. And that those angels can be with all of us at once. You have an individual Michael and Ariel with you. And if we could just breathe into a simple fact that they love you and they're here to help you. And let's use our free will, just taking in a breath, and let's lovingly say out loud, I choose to receive comfort and calm. I choose to speak words of comfort and calm. I infuse all of my relationships with comfort and calm. I celebrate the globe being filled with comfort and calm. Wonderful. So we'll just breathe into all that. And be it a whisper or a nudge, something very subtle or something overt, if we could just take in a breath in this moment, and through feeling, through knowing, through a vision, through words, through a scent or a sound, if we could just very simply notice what the angels are communicating to you in this moment. What specifically for you that calm and that comfort might be like. We'll just breathe into that for a moment. And let's breathe in that air, breathing in the air into your physical body of calm and comfort. And with that breath, if we could very simply notice an elongation of your nervous system, your intuition having more space, your thoughts having more room, your muscles being relaxed and stretched out, there being energy flowing perfectly throughout your body. We'll just notice in mind, body, spirit, and emotion, there being an infusion of love, every system in your body working perfectly. So we'll just breathe into all that. And as we do that, we'll very simply take a moment to recognize all the information your body has from every moment of spiritual practice you've ever done that your body knows. So if we could rely upon that spiritual confidence, your spiritual muscle that you've built up over decades, if we could just breathe in and garner all that information, all that grace, all that peace. So we'll just breathe into all that. Let's very simply feel in mind, body, spirit, and your emotional landscape, your confidence spiritually. And with that confidence being in place, if we could very simply notice what it's like 2% to let your guard down, whatever that means to you, to let in more love, to perhaps not attach to being right, to allow Archangel Michael to protect you 2% more, to feel safe. So let's very simply just breathe into that. And let's notice what happens in that 2%. And with a smile from Archangel Michael and Archangel Ariel and an invitation, let's very simply allow ourselves to let 5% more love in, and to feel and experience in this moment the generosity of the universe. That everything is right here already, that the planet has already changed, and we are very simply getting used to it. That the grace and ease that we all desire, every single person on the planet wants peace and love, that we could welcome that peace and love into our vision every single day, into our prayers, into our words. So we'll notice the information from the angels that we work beyond words and become masters of love. And in that mastery, when we do choose to speak, we can speak with love. And that's perhaps recognizing what it's like to respond rather than react, to have a strong intention that is inclusive, including the vision of living on a peaceful planet. where everyone has their needs met and exceeded, where all beings, including whales and dolphins and birds and fish and human beings, have enough space and we all thrive together. So if we could just breathe into all that. Wonderful. Let's notice one thing changing as we hold those visions. If we could very simply notice Archangel Ariel placing her hand on the top of your head, which you might feel, see, hear, or know. Let's very simply notice what happens with that touch. And if we could notice specifically the affection in that touch. And as we keep breathing, we'll just notice what is present with that touch. Wonderful. We'll just breathe in. And if we can notice Ariel moving her hand from the top of your head to holding your face like a parent or a grandparent would, holding your face with affection. And if we could notice along with that affectionate touch, a message from all the loved ones that we have who are passed away, your loved ones, family, friends, masterful beings, poets, writers, and musicians, and performers who you love and resonate with, Maya Angelou perhaps. And if we can notice two things: one, they're okay, and two, they're helping. And that their aspirations for humanity, the wisdom that they garnered and perhaps wrote down, that wisdom is on the planet and it's here for us. And we could celebrate that wisdom, we could celebrate that grace. And we can know in our muscles, in our cells, that we are not alone, that everything is already here. And it's safe for us to move forward into this holiday season, into life during a pandemic in which we have to innovate, which is our key thing, where we get to move forward with radiant health and affirm the radiant health of everyone who we love and know, and strangers too. That we get to move forward with an even more open heart. So let's just breathe in and perhaps just notice what else comes to you from these two angels and from your loved ones. Perhaps a wave. And we'll notice around those who are past that they're okay. That the folks who transition enter a space of unconditional love, and they're here to help. So if we could feel the teamwork that is here, the inclusion that is here, the love that is here right now. And if we could say a few things out loud with our free will, if we could say out loud, I'm so grateful to receive love right now. I'm so grateful to be included in all the good in the universe right now. I am right on time. I embrace my spiritual confidence. I do know what to do. I am right on time. I am so grateful for all the good in the universe. And to Michael and Ariel, and all the different beings, masters, loved ones who've come forward into your awareness. If we could just breathe in as we acknowledge them. And with this acknowledgement and this love and the smiles and affection, we'll very simply say out loud to all of them, thank you. Wonderful. If we could just breathe in. And in the open space that we've cultivated here, let's very simply notice what Archangel Michael contributes to you as guidance in that held space, in that open space. If we could just breathe in, and whether you feel it, hear it, see it, or know it, notice what Michael contributes to you. Wonderful. If we could breathe in, and perhaps for some he's continuing his message. He'd like to do a very specific activity. If we could feel Archangel Michael embracing you with a hug, and if we could let him very simply do two things: release any tension that might be present in your neck and shoulders, any tension in your jaw, any tension in your brain, including repetitive thoughts, any tension in your back, along your spine, in your hips and your joints. Let's let him relax all that tension. And let's very simply, with that also, let's let Archangel Michael break up anything that feels too hard or rough, any rigidity. Let's let him break that up. And if we can notice in Michael's act of releasing that tension and breaking up anything that feels rigid, if we can notice perhaps some of that is things that were passed down to you by your ancestors. And just letting this be a simple act of discarding what isn't yours, setting aside what doesn't serve you anymore, and allowing yourself to be fresh in this moment. We do so with honor. We do so with the element of evolution present in our hearts. So we'll just breathe in to all that and to feel this release of tension. And so if we can notice with what Michael's releasing, there's a downward flow to that. If we could just take in a breath and let him then move upward vertically, let everything be refreshed like a peacock with its feathers. And if we can notice everything being present for you in this moment, noticing what it's like indeed to use all of yourself, and for all the grace, wisdom, and love present in the world, being visible, being seen, being felt, being heard, and being known, that everything is here. And we're so grateful for this moment.